Cast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Okay, I am back. We're going to get ready to get started here in a minute. Jim asked, did I miss anything? Yeah, we did the whole first part of the webinar. You must have just joined us late. Just joking. No, you didn't miss anything. We're starting right now. Sorry for the silence, but I had to get set up here, and I'm ready to go. Thanks for coming, everybody. Could you hear me okay, everybody? Just put a quick yes there. Awesome. And I'm very proud of myself today. I was able to actually draw this yellow highlight around the event today. So my bar for being for being proud of myself is pretty low. Anyway, let me get rid of that. Let's get started here. My name is Jim Kignan with Infinity Futures. I'd like to welcome everybody today for being here with me today. It's 10 o'clock Chicago time. Michelle, thank you for that. She said it's very impressive, my yellow circle. We're going to talk about the new Infinity AT charts, which are, in my humble opinion, awesome and getting awesomer as we go forward. So I'm going to answer everyone's questions, and I'm going to kind of go through again A to Z everything that is available on the charts, and we'll go from there. And I'll spend as much time as you guys want. We're scheduled for an hour, but we'll go for as long as we need to. Remember, trading futures, options on futures involves substantial risk of loss, not suitable for all traders and investors. Oftentimes in futures trading, you have a high combination of leverage and volatility, and although that could be an equation for risk, it's also, I'm talking too fast. Although that could be an equation for opportunity, it's also an equation for risk. So be careful. Only fund your futures trading account with risk capital. My personal definition, money I could afford to lose, doesn't change my retirement horizon, doesn't change my lifestyle. We understand everybody is different and unique in this world and deserves individual treatment. So if you're not sure where you fit on the risk capital curve of things, or you have questions about it, give us a call. Everybody here has a customer service representative assigned to them, whether you're a client, a customer funded or not, or just kicking the tires, doesn't matter. Call your guy or gal or reach out directly to me. I'd be happy to talk to you about it in a confidential way. Everybody here is NFA members, CFTC registered, and pretty much without exception have been working in as futures brokers or customer service reps, whatever you want to call them, for many years. So they've seen a lot of things happen in the market, and they've seen a lot of things happen with traders. So feel free to reach out for any issue that you have. Tina said sorry. Why are you sorry, Tina? Don't be sorry. It's okay. Yes, we're going to record this. This is being recorded today. This is the most popular question I get. And if all goes well, which I anticipate we will, actually post this one on our YouTube channel. And while you ask, YouTube channel is right here. Whoa, how do I erase this now? I think I made a technical blunder with my, here we go, with my yellow circle. Oh, you misspelled my name. Oh, I see. No worries. Don't worry. People call me all sorts of stuff, Tina. I'm just happy you're calling me anything. Here's our YouTube channel. So right now we have a Watch Me First video, which Patrick Zielbauer did, which is pretty awesome. It's 9 minutes long, and it kind of tells you in a nutshell what's going on. And then we have some specialty videos here within the channel itself. We have the new Infinity AT Charts playlist, which has, I don't know, a bunch of stuff on here. I did one yesterday on the CCI. We'll talk about CCI today. I think we're going to put up another one today on Donchian channels, which I can't help but wanting to say donkey channels, but it's Donchian channels, and that'll come up today here. Tip of the week. Usually Marcus Zielbauer does these tips of the week. They're pretty cool. And then using the Infinity AT Dome, which is what we're known for, which is, in my opinion, the premier trading platform to execute trades. And then a couple of webinars down below on the list. So feel free to go there. It's easy to get to it. There's a little link at the bottom here with a little YouTube button way at the bottom of the homepage, infinityfutures.com. To get a demo for these charts, just go to Charting Infinity AT Charts, fill this thing out. You'll get an immediate email with username, password, and download link. If you already have Infinity AT installed, or you've already had a recent demo and that's saying, hey, you can't get another one, that's not necessarily true. Reach out and we could turn you back on to give you another shot to see if these are for you. Bruce asks, is the dome part of Sierra Chart or is it from Infinity? The dome, which I'll show you right now, is 100% Infinity Futures. I mean, this is owned, operated, and maintained by our parent company, the folks at Transact Futures, along with they're their own ISV, so they're pumping in the data directly from the CME here. And it's, in my humble opinion, awesome. So this has nothing to do with any other vendor. This is strictly what Infinity offers through their parent company, Transact Futures. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we got going here. So I have now these are web-based charts, right? So and the drive toward web-based is a universal request that we've gotten for years. You know, can you trade on a mobile? Could you trade on a iPad, iPhone, and Android, a Macintosh? So in order to complement that request, you know, we've went out and developed these web-based charts, and these are, you know, this is phase 1 of the web-based charts, and there's going to be a phase 2 and a phase 3, but they're pretty outstanding right now. And so I want to go ahead and walk through everything, and then I'll come back and get the questions. Ken and thanks. The reason I'll do questions later is because oftentimes I'm going to cover your question anyway. So, but thanks for typing them in there, and just, you know, keep typing them in there. I'll see them as I go. But in order for me not to confuse myself, we're gonna slow down. All right, this is familiar. We have a runaway chart right here. This is the E-mini S&P September 2019 daily candle chart. And first thing you want to know is you could manipulate the axis by putting your cursor on the axis, holding your mouse button down, and dragging forward or backward. Or you could click on the plus sign or the minus sign to help speed things up. Same with the right-hand axis, up or down to expand or contract the y-axis. If you want to recenter stuff in the middle of the chart, you're just going to click in the middle, and you'll turn into a hand, and you'll be able to move it around like that. Okay, so this is totally kind of, I'm using a PC right now, and so I'm using my mouse still. You know, if you're using a device without a mouse, you're going to be using your finger, but, you know, once you're used to it, you're used to it. It's just like anything else. Okay, so that's kind of number one. To change a contract, you're simply just, you know, this is the easiest way to do it. You're just going to type in a symbol. You know, the smart list will come up and try to figure out what you're talking about, and then you'll be able to go ahead and click on that, and it will change the actual market for you. You know, whether it's crude oil, or I think we're in August in crude oil, NQ, or this is a nice chart to put some studies on. So let's leave this up here right now. This is crude oil. It's August 2019 daily candle for crude oil. And let's just keep that up here now so I can show some of the features as we go. The first thing I want to show you is right here where it says 1 day. This tells you you're on a 1 day, a daily, intraday chart, right? And if you click on here, you could change that to a weekly, to a monthly, any of these minute increments right now, any of these volume candles, and then the tick candles will be up there next being shortly. So you could pick your time frames and the type of candles you want. We're going to stick with daily for now. Under views, we could save our view. I'll go over that last after we build a chart book. And basically, you're going to build a chart book and you'll be able to save it under Save Views. And and I'll show you. So that if you close your browser, you go back and you want to pull up the your work again, it'll be there. Display. We could have a candle, which we do. Open, high, low, close. You just simply click on one of those to change the display. Line, hollow candle, mountain. All of this stuff is currently available. Hekinashi, range, bars, point, and figure. And then there's some chart preferences here. Also, we could change your time zone if you'd like. I'm going to keep it at central. Let's go back to candle. If it's not candle, it freaks me out. Let's go back to languages. Here's another interesting one. English, all the way down to Chinese. All these languages in between. Arabic, French, German, Magyar, which is more popular than you think. Italian, Portuguese, Russian, Spanish, Japanese, and Chinese. Chinese and Japanese. So that's a unique thing here, which is great, and it will change the menus and all the stuff into that language. We're going to go down here and look at what else it has. Day and night theme. If you want to make it dark, you can make it dark. We're going to do it today's webinar as a day theme to make it a little easier. Studies. Studies, there's all the usual suspects and then some. I'm not going to go through every single study. We'll be here for a couple of days. But everything you're used to seeing, you'll see. And there's some extra bonus ones in here also. I don't know what the ulcer index is, but that doesn't sound good. Let's go back up. Someone says, "Could you change the background color? Hard to see the text." Okay, well we'll do that. We'll go to black. We'll go to night. Does that help? Does that help? We'll stick with the night color. Okay. So anyway, studies. So to add a study, it's as simple as you'd think. You're going to simply click on the one you want. Let's go ahead and click on CCI, Commodity Channel Index, and it's going to populate, I guess, what we'd call Region 2 at the bottom with the CCI study. If you want that region to be at the top of the chart, on the lower left-hand side, you see a little arrow pointing up. You can click on that. It'll shoot it up to the top. I don't know if that's helpful or not. Shoot it back down to the bottom. The other thing you're going to see is once you apply a study to the chart, it will show you at the top here what studies you've applied, right? You go back to studies, you know you have this applied, and you could get rid of the study by clicking on the X, or you could modify it by clicking on the actual name of the study. And right here we have, the period for the CCI, the default is 20. The overbought and oversold is 100 and minus 100. Accordingly. So we're going to keep all that the same. You could change the colors, the lines, and all that stuff if you want. Now, someone else is saying white is better for a presentation. I'm really getting mixed results here on this whole presentation. We'll leave it black for now. Sorry, Rhonda. Maybe we'll do a little bit of both. All right, we're going to get to all these questions, I promise. I promise. And remember, web-based means this works on a PC, a Apple Macintosh, an iPad or similar devices, a Chromebook, iPhone, and Android. So you have a lot of different options, and it's fungible. I don't know if that's a word or not, but somebody once sent me the definition of it, so I think it might be a word. In other words, what you do on one device, then you could log into a second device, and it shows up there, your positions, and all that kind of trade information that you want, and you can scale in, scale out, manage trades from wherever you are, whatever device you log in at. Tina, Mac is yes, absolutely. Macintosh is a yes. We haven't had Mac, yet, and that was another reason why we drove here. A lot of people, and I'm going to say a lot of the world, loves their Macintosh. I have one at home. Probably a lot of you guys do too. So yeah, you could log in at home. All right, so we have the CCI down here. There's a little gear here, which does the same thing as clicking on the study itself. It opens up the the settings if you want to change something on the fly. To expand or contract, say I'm going to move my mouse to the event horizon line here, and I'm just going to drag it up if I want it to be more prominent, or drag it down if I want to make it smaller. So that's super cool. That's the CCI. Let's add another study. Let's just add a moving average. Let's go ahead and add a long-term and a short-term moving average so we have a cross. We'll scroll down to moving average. We have some choices. The period, I don't know. Let's make this, since it's a day chart, we'll make this a 100-day moving average. We'll keep it based on the close. Simple, I could change the exponential, time series, triangle, any of these things. Wells Wilder, Hull, double, and triple. I'm going to keep it at simple, but you have an option to customize it however you'd like. Offset zero, color red, that sounds good. And everything else we're going to keep the same. So now we have a 100-period moving average. When I put my mouse on it, my arrow on it, it shows it's a 100-day moving average. If I want to right-click to manage it, I could edit the settings and change it. This is really simple, intuitive. It really is a software where you don't have a lot of complicated things you have to do. It's pretty straightforward if you want to add something or change something, and it's going to take a lot of frustration out of things you want to try. So let's go ahead and add now a shorter term moving average. I don't know, we'll go down to moving average again. We're going to add, I don't know, maybe a 20 period, right? We still have 100 and a 20. I'm just making this up as I go along. We'll color the 20 blue maybe. Let's make it yellow so it might be easier to see. Yellow. Yeah, there we go. Yellows go. And there we go. So now we have a longer term moving average, a shorter term moving average, and a nice cross here, which maybe didn't tell us anything, but it's still a cross. I just made these numbers up, 120. You can do 15, so you can do whatever you want. Yeah, we're going to save the template. Well, let's go ahead and save the template now. Everyone wants me to save the template. So we're going to go to Views, and we're going to go to Save the View. And then we'll type in CAGS 1. We'll save that. And then I go back to Views. Now see I have CAGS 1 here, right? And so the next one I might change into something else. We'll call it CAGS 2. And I could, toggle back and forth between the two. Okay, so that's how you do the save thing. All right, so we have a couple studies. We have pretty straightforward chart layout here. And so I experiment with all of this stuff. There's a lot of cool stuff on here, and you could do it. This little pencil tool is going to turn on the drawing tools. I'm going to go ahead and click that drawing tool, little pencil thing. Okay, but you got to go all the way to the left to see your options for drawing. So the options are none, clear drawings if you want to clear stuff that you want to get rid of on a global basis, restore default parameters, measure, and then here's all the stuff you could do. So let's go ahead and let's start with a simple fib retracement. I'm going to click on fib retracement, and then I'm going to go to my settings here, and I'm going to change some settings. I don't want minus 61, I don't want minus 38, I don't want minus anything. 61, 100, over 100 I don't want. I'm going to get rid of those. So I've kind of customized the levels. Some people like 23.6, or they don't like 50, or whatever you want to do. Or if you want to add something funky, something special, like, I don't know, 57.3. I mean, you could add it if you want, but we're not going to do that. And we'll keep the colors the same for now, because I would change those up here. Well, maybe, you know what? Let's keep the colors the same for now. And let's figure out where to draw a fib. I'm going to go from the high here down. I'm going to click once. I'm going to click again. And then I have this fib retracement drawn. Now, it's hard to see, so I'm going to go ahead and change the colors. Now, when you want to change a drawing on the chart, you can't just go to the settings. You got to go to the little zero. You got to put your mouse to the corner, right-click, and then hit Edit. Okay, so now the system knows we're going to edit the settings for this particular drawing. And let's go ahead and change colors. Again, we'll go with maybe, oh, that does not look good. Let's just try something like maybe light gray, and we'll go with the lines again with the yellow. It's showing up good on black. And there you have it. To deactivate the whole drawing tool, you just click on the draw crayon again, or whatever that is. You could drag stuff around and position it. Click on it again, and it's good to go. Some of the other drawing tools, average line. I don't know how popular that is. Annotation, you could annotate. You could type in whatever you want. Average line, call out, channel, continuous. All of this stuff is available. Fib arc. It's a new one on me. Horizontal lines, vertical lines, crosses, cross lines. You could draw, and we'll go ahead and draw one of these cross lines. Again, if you want to delete it, just hit delete drawing, and it's gone. All this stuff. You can make shapes. You could put text on here. Vertical lines, again, popular vertical lines. You're just going to click on a vertical line. It'll place it in there like that. Okay, so that's the drawing tools, and there's a lot of them. It's very comprehensive, and you could do call outs as an example. So you're gonna just click and drag and type in, wow. That's my call out. Wow. You could probably say, at that particular point in time, we have resistance here instead of wow, but I said wow. Okay, so we've covered that. Let's move on to how do I look at a trade picture, okay? So I'm going to go to these double arrows over here, and it looks like a yin and yang, up and down arrows. You click on that, it kind of pops open a panel here with a whole bunch of information. And I'm embarrassed to say that my estimated P&L is minus 4,288 today on the simulator. I've been messing around with different things today. So this is all sim, so don't make fun of me. Risk assessment level for a live account will be here. Whether you're in a demo, sim, or a live account will be here. All of my positions are listed here, minus 20 in the ES. As horrifying as that is. And open trade equity is right here. And then closed trade P&L is in this column. And then your position limits are over here. Open orders are listed down at the bottom. So you see what I have open. Everybody with me so far? Michelle says now she doesn't feel so bad. I know. I just decided, I put something on and I just let it go, and here we are. But that's okay. I'm going to stand by my bad sim trade. This little tiny, on the positions bar over here, there's a little tiny tab here that literally, you could click a second button, and then it shows you the trades you've actually made, right? These are these closed trades that you made. And I did all mine in the ES earlier today, and you can see what they are, where you got filled, the size of them, your ID number, and all that stuff. So that's kind of helpful. And if you're in a jam, if you need to do something, or even if you're not in a jam and you want to go ahead and actually execute an order from here instead of the DOM, let me show the DOM side by side while we do this. Oops, I just lost something. I just lost my Q&A, but hang on a sec. That's the problem with doing these. Go to meeting events, because GoToMeeting opens up a whole bunch of windows and sub-windows and stuff like that, and it messes up my view. You don't see all this stuff popping up, but it messes up my view. Okay, so CL August crude oil contract, limit order, market orders here, and I'm simply going to put my quantity in and hit buy or sell. Limit order, let's go ahead and sell one. It gives me this little flag, and I could kind of move it around. You see the prices right here, and I could decide where I'd like to put an order in, and I could simply hit the sell button, and then I have an order there. You can see that one there. On the buy side, same thing. Maybe I'm going to put a stop up here, right? I'm going to put a buy stop up here. I'm going to drag it up, put the buy stop here. And to complete the anatomy of a perfect trade, then we're going to go ahead and put our profit target in a little bit lower. And again, I'm just making these numbers up. Do not follow my sim trades at home. It will cost you a lot of money. let's move these a little tighter. So I'm going to show you the dome here in a second. I'm going to go ahead and modify these. I'm going to move them down. Let's move this down to 54 as an example. Replace button. Now I'm going to move my dome, my trading ladder, over here. You could see my order here and here match. If I want to change it on the dome, I'm just going to click on it. It changes here. Okay, this is my cell, right? I could move it down. I could move it down. And as this moves, this moves. Alternatively, if I'm going to move this up, I don't have a big enough screen to show it to you both at once. My bad. But it changes there as well. So that order that I just changed pops it way up here. Let's get back down to reality. Now, of course, you could modify the axis on the chart itself, so you could zoom in on exactly your trade management and stuff like that. The dome is still the way to go, obviously, to place a trade, but and thank you for that comment. Simply replace. So again, if you got a practice account here, play around with this. You could experiment with this. You could collapse this to give you a mini view. You could expand it, or you could completely get rid of it. If you're not interested in that part of the platform at all, just close it, and then you're back with your charts. Okay, so right now, if you want to make, let's say we want to make another, see, this is a daily chart, right? So I'm going to copy this URL. I'm going to open a new tab. I'm going to paste it, and I'm going to hit enter. And we're going to have a second instance of the chart in the second tab. And at this point, I might say, hey, I want to make this one a 30-minute. And it'll go ahead and reconfigure it, and it'll be a 30-minute chart. Notice it kept all the drawings because it didn't know what I wanted or didn't know what I didn't want. It kept it all the same. All right. Now, a lot of questions. I'm going to answer this question right now because I know it's already been asked a bunch of times in here. And this generation of the software, different tabs are going to have different charts. In other words, you won't be able to bifurcate one in the middle of one tab just yet. You have to go like this if you wanted to do that, and just drag it out, and then you'll have two tabs like that. Or if you want to sync it back up, sync it back up. Every browser is supported that's supported. And what I mean by that is you got Edge, you got Firefox, you got Chrome, you got Safari, OS. Browsers that are no longer supported anymore, like Internet Explorer, it's not supported by Microsoft anymore, and it's not supported here either. Okay, there's no security patches or anything like that for that. Now, phase 2 of the software, or I don't know, phase 2 or phase 3, we'll be able to put 2 of these charts in one window. You just can't do that yet. Okay, I know that was a big question that a lot of you guys have asked. And actually, at this point, I think it'll be good for me to go back to the questions, and let's see. I'm going to go all the way back. Well, it might be phase 2, Rhonda. Everything is moving quickly. So this is, just to reiterate, Rhonda said how fast, sad, how long to phase 3. It's not sad. This is a giant leap forward for mankind. It's like landing on the moon. We literally have, this is the development of these charts, unlike other charts that we've offered in our suite of products, which are still available to everybody. Is controlled by our friends at Transact, the tech guys, what I refer to as the tech geniuses at Transact. They're literally adding functionality, testing functionality to these on a continuous basis, and which means our fate is in our own hands. In other words, we don't have to rely on a third party anymore for this particular package. And we're able to add stuff that you guys want, that you guys asked for, going forward on a relatively speedy basis. So have no fear. And the whole idea here also is, hey, let's keep these free. right? So you do 10 round turns in a 30-day period. We still have a free solution for you, which at the end of the day is going to be a better solution for most of you. Okay, and again, I'm going to get into the details of everybody's questions, but you literally, if you don't do 10 round turns, you're going to pay, $12, a small fee per 30 days. Otherwise, they're free. And most traders, most customers are not going to pay that fee. Okay, so let me scroll all the way back to the top of the questions. And start from there. We're going to put this on YouTube. Yeah, we already covered that one. Okay. Things like font changes on some of these things for people who are having a harder time seeing. All those details are going to be incorporated in. Right now, you're going to use your browser zoom and zoom out if you feel that the numbers are too small. Okay, but things like candle width and size of the percent numbers, the font sizes with respect to those kind of changes are coming. So bear with us on that. I hear you. I have the worst of it because I'm like an old guy and can't see anything. So let's scroll down. Keep going. Okay, so Rhonda asked a lot of good questions. So I'm going to start with Rhonda's first question is, if you download the new platform for the charts, will you still be able to have the old platform? Yes, you will. For customers, the pathway is relatively straightforward, and your customer service rep will walk you through how to do that. I mean, you have to go through a small process, but it's very easy to do. So regardless of which platform you downloaded, it sounds like, Rhonda, you've already downloaded the new platform once. But once you do that, you still have access to the old charting platform, if you'd like. The actual trading ladder, dome, and all that stuff is the same. It's the exact same. The other thing that customers have is the ability, they'll have a separate ability to go to the customer portal and log in to their account on any device, right? You're not going to download this particular trading ladder on a cell phone. So you're going to be able to, but you are going to be able to log in and get to this charting package from the phone through a separate login where there's no download required. Now, at the end of the day, you're going to click a button here and you're going to have a trading dome embedded in here. Okay. And don't be sad, Rhonda, it's coming soon, but it will be here. You'll be able to see this scale into this amount of detail. There'll be another button where you could see an actual trading dome similar to this guy. Look, I'm only down 3,537 now on my ES trade. But that will be there, not just yet. Okay. Sorry, I got all these windows in the way. John David, it's a very similar trading application. You are correct, but it's not the same. Ron, I think we covered how to add multiple time frames in different tabs, and eventually we'll be able to split screen. That is on the chalkboard in our conference room. Keep going. John asks, could I keep the AT charts on the desktop and the new AT charts for mobile use? The answer is absolutely yes. How do I set up stochastics in? My guess is we're going to have a stochastic study in here somewhere. We do have the stochastics regular and the stochastics momentum indicator. I'll do a video on those. Actually, that'll be the next video I do. I'll do a video on that, post it on YouTube, on how to actually not only add them to the charts, but also added another region down here, and also what they mean, how to use them, and how to set it up and what a stochastic is. Andre asks, I'm already a client. Thank you for being a client. We greatly appreciate that. How can I access web mode to my desktop? Okay, so you're going to go into your client portal and you'll be able to launch them from there. And reach out to your customer service rep if you have time. But when you log in your client portal, you'll see that information. It's pretty easy. James, your ears must be burning. James asks, what about third-party studies such as Trade Guide or VSA? I've been going back and forth with Richard Betnell, who is one of the two main men in Trade Guide, or him, and Gavin Holmes is the other guy. Is recently as 20 minutes before the webinar. So again, that is work in progress, and all the Trade Guider folks are still going to be able to go. You're able to go now, but there'll be another integration also directly with those guys. Okay. Yeah, the studies are accessed by clicking. There's not an entry box per se, but just by clicking. You get the drop down, scroll with the wheel of your mouse, and you could find just about anything pretty quickly. Perfect. Mac, yes. What's the download name in the App Store? No, there's Roger. So for the application, for the web-based stuff, you're going to have a separate login. There's no App Store download, no purchase, no anything to download. You're gonna log in directly if you're a customer from the portal. You can type in your username and password, and it'll open up your device. Joe says, do we have to download on each of our devices? Now, keep in mind, the only download that you have to do is on your PC if you're going to use a PC for the trading ladder. Everything else you're going to access via web. These are web-based programs, and you're going to just log in, username and password, like you would I don't know, a Google or a Hotmail email account. Think of it that way. Just boom, log in, and then they're there. Randy asks, is this the new Sierra platform? No, this is not. This is completely separate, completely independent. And again, it's powered by and operated by and constructed by our good partners at Transacts. Mario asks, okay, so that's a good question. Right now, great question, Mario. Right now, all of your views are saved in your cache of whatever device you're using. High on the chalkboard is saving these server side. This might be either number one or number two, I think, priority, is saving your chart books, which is an old-fashioned way of saying saving your views server side. So in those events, once that happens, the answer is yes. So I'll ask you to be a little bit patient on that, but that is absolutely imperative to happen. Lee, is it possible to log onto my account using my Mac and PC at the same time? The answer to that question is yes. Is open interest, Mandeep, this is another great question. Is open interest available as an indicator for the daily charts? So open interest, number bars, market profile, those are things that are what I consider order flow, volume-based type of stuff that is actually being programmed in the platform as we speak. So hang tight on that one. Right now is no. Yeah, so Canon asks, is there an autosave? Again, you're going to save your views, you're going to save your chart books or whatever work you do. So let's save another one. I'm going to just say, save this view. Remember, I added stochastic, so I'll call it CAGS2. I'll save that. And then I go back to my views, and I see I have two different things saved. TNS, what does the blue mean? I'm not sure I know what the blue is. This was back when I had a day chart up. Clarify that for me, and I'll get to you. I don't know what you mean, but what does the blue mean? Oh, plus and minus. Oh, these things. You just expand. It's just a shortcut to expand and contract the chart. You want to see more. You want to see less. This is what you're referring to. I got it. Alan asks, will this be recorded and sent to us? I guess it's up to you. I mean, it's recorded. It's going to be posted on YouTube. I'd be happy to email everybody once it's posted. It usually takes, I don't know, a few hours because it has to render and do some stuff, and then I could post it. But sometimes people get mad when I send a group email. But I'll be happy to do it if that's what you guys want. All right. A lot of these are dupe questions. So let me scroll some more. So if you want to, if you're not, okay, so this is a question I've gotten asked a couple of times here. If you want to modify a drawing, there's usually a corner. First of all, I'm going to get rid of this horizontal line, vertical line. I'm going to delete it. There's a little corner here usually where you could move it around. Just grab it. That's another benefit of having these web-based. You could use your finger, you could use your mouse. You just grab it, you move it. If you want to be more precise in its location. Let's see. Let me scroll down. Rhonda, the scoreboard does stay for PC-based downloads, absolutely. Carlos says, where do you open the DOM from the web-based platform? Again, I apologize for not having a bigger screen to show you, but this is also running, right? So same way, you could click it, open a DOM. Let's take a look at gold. Oops, it opened up on my other screen. Or you could open up another chart with that down arrow. So the same way, Carlos, hasn't changed. Cost, we already covered the cost. These are free for folks, from almost everybody. Frank, we talked about all those order flow volume studies, including market profile, is literally being constructed as we speak. Charles, I believe you're talking about the old charts. You want to be on version 1915 and no higher. So 1939, a lot of that stuff, for whatever reason, won't work. Michelle asked about 2-hour charts. It's not on the menu. I mean, if there's a specific time frame you guys want that I'm missing, these are the ones that I've used or I've seen be used over many years. Let me know, and I'll talk to the guys at it. Do we still offer $500 margins on this platform? Yeah. So just to be clear, your margins, your day trade margins, are not changed. They're not affected. We always have, and keep in mind, lower the day trade margin, the riskier the trade. So you got to be careful. But yeah, we give you the flexibility to have a $500 day trade margin on many of the liquid futures contracts. But be careful with them, be ginger with them. But yeah, absolutely, that's still a main thing here. So we already showed the dashboard. Unfortunately, I'm limited on screen size, so I can't show it all in one. I'm threatening to buy a new screen. Ron, can you specify sessions time versus evening sessions? Not at this moment. How many devices could I run? As many as you want, really. Michelle asks, are you planning to phase out the original trading platform? So this is, if you're referring to the trading ladder, absolutely not. As a matter of fact, the trading platform is we're gonna mimic that within the actual chart application itself. So that's never being phased out. My guess is what you're saying is, are you going to eliminate access to a downloadable version of the charts, which is Sierra? And the answer is no. I mean, those are available for everybody. And what we heard loud and clear is people want options. They want the ability to be mobile. They want the ability to work on a Macintosh. So this is the free option. We've taken it upon ourselves to do it. I'm only down to $1,787. We're coming back. So yeah, no, it's not our plan anyway to eliminate anything. Let's see, Jim, can VSA be loaded? All right, we talked about VSA, Tina. We're literally being back and forth with Richard this morning. They're an important partner of ours, and we're going to get on it. Can I use the AT Dome on the Mac? You will be, because the AT Dome is going to be embedded in here. In this space here, you'll have another button. Jeff, at this point, you're gonna rebuild your charts however you want them in here. There's not the actual whatever charting software you're using now. I'm sure it has a language to it, or an ability to email around chart books or whatever it is, whether it's TOS or Sierra or whatever you want. So these being web-based, we won't have that same extension, that same thing. So you'd make them here again from scratch. I find the anchored VWAP really nice. Oops, hang on, I just lost that question. Why did I do that? I found the anchored VWAP really nice. I apologize for my mouse, my window management skills. Here we go. I find the anchored VWAP really nice and a lot easier to use than the old charting package. Let's take a look at what that comment actually means. Let's just go back to here. Just less cluttered now. Just less cluttered maybe. So anchored VWAP starts with an A, Jim. So that'll be up here. And you pick your date and time and make your settings however you want them. Add standard deviations. 2 a.m. is Europe time. Color coded however you want. And there you go. Yeah, so that's a pretty cool feature. Thanks. I should do a video on that one also. That's a great question. A great comment. It's not a question. Let's see. So I download once and I get each of my 4 devices. Yeah. We talked about how to download. Jeff, all right. So Jeff, this is not correct. Jeff says this is a bad guess. guess these web-based charts will not accept third-party plugins. So what's going on behind the scenes that you guys don't know is that Transact launched a brand new API, and that's a technical term for guys that don't know what API. I don't know what API is, but basically it's an interface. It's a gateway, so people could program with any programming language using any platform third-party stuff into these. So that came first, the API. Then this came second. So there's a whole bunch of those in the works right now. So yeah, third-party plugins and applications are going to be very common and will be continually developed through the new API. And if there's something special you want to see that is important to you, let me know. Tell me, hey, I use this and a lot of people use this and it's good and here's why. You don't even have to tell me here's why. Just here's what it is. Then I could run it down for you. I could track it down for you. Charles, yeah, version 19.15 you need to use. George, we talked about footprint charts, number bars, and all that stuff. All those order flow things are being worked on as we speak. Let's go back, scrolling down here. Yeah, Don, again, 9.15 version, you shouldn't have any issues. If you do, let me know, but that's the word. Alan, right now your ladder is only going to be able to install on a PC until we have the actual ladder integrated right here where I'm wiggling my mouse. Wait, hang on a sec. I'm going to impress Michelle again right now. In this area right here, highlighted in yellow, you'll be able to toggle. Let's see. Okay, here's a good question, Tom. How do I compare two underlines? Let's go back to yes. Let's say we wanted to compare. Click on, see this there's a little compare button over here, left-hand side. Click on that, type in whatever symbol you want. Let's go back to crude oil, and it'll put an overlay chart on there. You want to add another one? I have never added another one. I'm breaking new ground right now. I'm just making this up. Let's see if we can add a second one. Yeah, we did it. So we added bonds. We got crude oil. We got an ES chart. If you wanted to make this a little cleaner, you could even just change this to a line. And you got all sorts of lines. Let's get rid of VWAP. So now I'm comparing a couple things. This is a 10-minute chart, by the way. So that's kind of cool. Platform looks great. How do I launch from my phone? Again, you're going to have if you're a customer, you're going to go into the portal and you're going to have a web-based login with your username and password, the same username and password you're going to use on your existing platform. Thanks for that question. Yeah, this is a more modern way to do it for sure, and it's really straightforward. Randy, these are all ready to go now. I'm not sure your question, but you could use these anytime. Jose, right now when you do because it's tab-based or web-based, you're going to have to pull out your charts this way to make them side by side and manipulate them separately. And I apologize for the small screen space right now, but eventually you'll be able to bifurcate within one tab. Right now, this is the way that I do it. So if you have a bigger screen, you could have as many of these as you want. If you have multiple monitors, you could have as many of these open as you want. For the presentation, let's put everything together. John, data packages don't change from the old charts to the new charts. I mean, you've got that $6 charge per exchange that you want if you're a funded customer. split up, with a maximum of $18. So CBOT, CME, COMEX, NYMEX. So that'd be a complete package. That would be $18, 16 each, or $6 each, maxed out at 3 exchanges. Let's see, John says, not sure if you responded to this. Is the settings we save as chart books work on the web-based as well as the PC laptop? Each instance, every time you save, is going to, right now, you're saving these views in your cache of your computer. Very shortly, and I'll use the word very shortly in a generic sense, these will be saved server side, which means we save them for you. When you log in, you'll be able to pull them up from any device. Michelle says I've made quite a comeback on my P&L. Yeah, I know. I'm only down 2,038. Market profile charts are on the way, as we talked about. Steve, the answer to that is no. PC, again, when the PC, think of this part of it as the mobile, I'm wiggling it, is the mobile Macintosh standalone version. The really super cool DOM is you can only have on the PC, but that will change. Sorry, a lot of duplicate. Hang on a sec. I'm still scrolling. So internet connection does matter. Sal, I'm going to shorten your name so I don't have to try to pronounce it. Selwyn, maybe? Apologize. Internet connection matters no matter what, whether you're PC-based, web-based, wireless-based. So yeah, make sure you have a good internet connection. Make sure you have a standalone PC for trading. Maybe you shouldn't be watching YouTube videos, Skyping, doing email work, playing a video game on the same computer where you're trading. I've always recommended that, and I'll continue to recommend that. Mike, right now it's 1995 until the end of August 31st. John wants me to go over the VWAP again. Sure. Let's go ahead and get rid of these comparison charts. Let's go ahead and make this a candle. Let's go ahead to studies and go to anchored VWAP. And I have some choices, right? The field is set as high, low, close divided by 3. My anchor date, again, you could make what you want, but this was yesterday. Or we could make it, let's say, today. Change it to the 9th. And then let's change it to AM. And let's change it to, 8:30 when New York opened up. Okay, and then I am going to add a standard deviation or 2. This first standard deviation color is not cutting it, so we're going to make it a little darker. And I'm going to hit done, and I'm going to expand a little bit. And there we've added it. So again, very intuitive, very simple, very easy. All right, let's keep going here. Ian, yeah, there's every intention to include Rob. Absolutely. Is it possible to overlay a line chart of the ES or any other security like RB on the CL chart? Yeah, we think we just showed that. Tim, if you want access to the API, contact your customer service rep and they'll make arrangements for you. Okay, and then they'll take you through the process. Michelle says, so if a person does not make 10 round turns per month, they will still have to pay a $12 fee for these charts. The answer is yeah. It's $12. I spent that at Starbucks this morning. But I have a highly caffeinated, very complex drink to get me going. So I'm unusual. But yeah, otherwise, for 10 round turns per 30 days, it's a pretty low bar. Because not almost, but I don't know how many, but the funded accounts tend to trade, right? That's why you fund your account. And once you're trading, that number is a pretty low bar. And the 1995 Sierra is a flat fee. No zero, no free. Tom, yeah, these are very similar. I hear you. Lance had to step away. I'm not answering that question. You can never leave my webinars in the middle of the presentation and get an answer. No, I'm just kidding. Not yet. We're not dividing sessions yet. That's coming. John, yeah, I mean, I'm not a computer guy, so I don't know how to measure resources, computer resources. But being web-based and streaming, the resources, you're not downloading anything. There's no software that's running. So the resource thing, computer resource thing, it hasn't been an issue on any of the devices I've installed this on. Mine here in the office, mine at home, my Mac at home, my iPad. Yeah, I still have an iPad. I know iPads I think we're down to about 6% of the market now is on an iPad, which is down actually. You have these giant cell phones now that I think are taking over. After September 1st, nobody knows yet. Don't know the answer to that. John, thanks. I'm just not the smartest IT guy ever. Bear with me here. Canon, I hear you. Man, it's almost here. Michelle, that's right. They're two different software programs, completely different. David says, hardwire your computer into your router to get max internet speed. It would take me 17 days of study to figure out how to do that. Victoria, Renco is being reconfigured right now. It will be here under Hekanashi. We're getting down to the end here, folks. Yeah, so Robert, all right, so let me start over. So applications like AbleSys, which we love, and there'll be no change. There'll be no difference. You'll still be able to have your AbleSys and trade with Infinity AT. Trade Navigator, all of those things, there's no change. Coffee is expensive at Starbucks, yeah. Yes, it is. Scott, yeah, micros are a contract, right? A micro, let's see if it's pulling up. Let's pull up an MES. A contract's a contract. So yeah, they go into the count. Whether it's a micro, a classic E-mini, or whatever you're doing, it's treated the same. Yeah, Michelle, for people who are not trading, the answer is yeah, you're gonna have to pay for both. Joe asks, is there a different fee structure when you trade demo versus live? No. All live accounts have access to trade sim live. Practice your techniques or whatever you want to do there. But yeah, that's one account. That's your trading account. You could log in however you'd like. Julie, check with your customer service app on that. I know some of those fees have been delayed. Yeah, Tina, the $6 data fee. Keep in mind the $6 data fee. 5 of it is charged by the exchange themselves. $1 is charged by the FCM. That's a completely separate thing than the $12 for the web-based charts for non-traders. The $12 goes away when you hit your 10 round turn threshold. The $6 never goes away. The exchange collects most of it. Rhonda, thanks for coming. Sorry. Appreciate your being here. SS asks, what are your 3 favorite indicators? You know what? I'm going to do a whole technical analysis webinar another time and go over those with you. I do like the CCI, though. I did a video on the CCI yesterday on our YouTube channel. I find it useful when the CCI crosses the 0 line. That's the Jim Kignina free Crime Stopper tip of the week. Look for the CCS crossing the 0 lines. Thank you, Cannon. Appreciate that. Frank, we talked about Sierra. I think we got, with 1995 going forward until further notice, and that's good at least through August 31st. After that, we don't know. Scott said he came in late at 11:05. That's about as late as possible. It's 11:07 right now. So yeah, we were just talking about different, the data fees. CCI, yeah. So just to remind you how to add it, you're simply going to go to your studies. I got 2 more questions on how to add it. You're just going to look for, the studies thing has most of the magic in it. So you're going to go down to Commodity Channel Index. That's the long version of the CCI. You click on that, and it's going to put, the CCI down below. If you are a real renegade and you want to click the gear and change a setting, you could do that also. Change the moving average period. You could change the overbought, oversold levels if you want to live dangerously. But these are the crosses I'm talking about. Here's the 0 line in the middle. You got, 100, above 100, supposedly overbought, below 100 oversold. And then you have the crossovers. The crossovers are interesting places in the trading world. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up. We've been going for over an hour. I'm going to type in some contact information for you to send me either hate mail or love mail, whatever you want. But more importantly, we would like to hear from you. I'm going to do Skype, inf.infinity, Jim Cagnina. Trade at Infinity Futures is my email address. Goes directly to me. Trade at Infinity Futures. Carl, thank you very much. Thank you for all the kind words. But really, thanks to you for being here. We want to give you as many options as we possibly can, and we want to give you the best shot at being successful. Trading futures, options on futures involves substantial risk of loss, not suitable for all traders. It's hard to do. So take your time, be a student, and feel free to reach out. Take care, everybody.